does it mean to engage in personalized learning at a deeper level? What does it mean to restore not just something, but a human being and possibly a community? These are questions that have guided our work and have challenged us in this past year, and they'll be at the centerpiece of our very short time with you today. At Distinctive Schools, we've found that listening to and responding to students' individual social emotional needs is part and parcel of personalized learning. And as a result, we've been able to cultivate improved student agency as well as more connected school communities.
So we are here today not to share with you a one-size-fits-all behavior plan that miraculously improves student behavior, but we're here to share with you the conditions that we have changed that have allowed us to look at each student and each situation individually that has ultimately led to increased learning opportunities for students and helping grow the whole child. Is it working? Sorry.
Well, we know what's next.
Yes. Well, I'm Stephanie Deanna, and I'm the social worker and behavior coach at CICS Bucktown. So at Distinctive Schools, we have a strategic plan, and this year the strategic plan charged us with looking at our schools through a restorative lens. While we work at two different schools in the city of Chicago with two different populations, we both use the same strategic plan and value system. CICS Bucktown is nearly a 700-student school with 83% of students receiving free and reduced lunches.
My name is Matt Patuco. I'm the middle school dean of students at CICS Irving Park. I'm one of two deans of students at Irving Park. Joe Sloan, my partner in crime, is also here today, and he's at the center of our work as well. Irving Park is a community of 555 students. 66% of our students receive free and reduced lunch. 23% of our students are English language learners. So, while our populations are diverse and the approaches between our two schools may differ a little bit, the values that we've adopted and the goals that we're constantly shooting for are the same. So we started this year, and I remember the day it happened, we started this year being inspired by this quote, which was shared with us by our social emotional learning coach for our network. And it says, "There is nothing more personalized than attending to the hopes, dreams, fears, and social emotional needs of our students." And as we've moved through this year, this has continued to be our guiding compass as we've worked to unearth those internal feelings and emotions and experiences, the hopes, the dreams, the fears, the aspirations that make each of our students unique, and by extension, each of their interactions and each of their behaviors unique as well.
To do this, it was necessary for us to take the time and look at each unique individual situation, and to identify the rationale or function of student behavior. When in doing so, we were able to then look at the student and their behavior through that lens. Though it may be challenging to find the time, we did find this to be a key part in our improvement. In listening to what a student has to say and what they're communicating, we were then able to personalize our responses to their behaviors. So an example of this is if a student has a trend of being late to class, instead of giving them a detention for earning 6 demerits for being late to class, we take the time and speak with them and try and determine what is causing them to be late for class. Are they avoiding a subject? Are they avoiding a teacher? Or do they just like to chit-chat in the hallway? And from then, we're able to see and meet with them and discuss who are they harming in them being late to class. How can we help them repair the damage that is done? And how can we come up with a plan with them to help fix this problem?
So to that end, the ultimate goal of the response is not to be punitive, but ultimately to restore. So for example, in looking at the situation that Stephanie has given about being late to class, an appropriate consequence or an appropriate response would align with the behavior. So perhaps a student is having difficulty being late to class. They may need an adult escort to class for a temporary period of time. And then we might want to assist them with the skill building to be on time to class. So perhaps we provide them with a timer to assist them engaging how much time it's going to take for them to get to class on their own.
We recognized that in order to do this, we had to shift adult mindsets on what discipline is. And this took more than just time and listening. We had to sit down and talk with teachers, students, staff, and parents, and shift their mindsets on what the traditional discipline system is that used the consequence as the deterrent. We did this at CICS Bucktown through teacher-requested workshops on de-escalation. We created social-emotional learning communities and student trauma. We also had opt-in workshops in which teachers could have point-of-practice professional developments where they learned the key tenets of restorative justice. So they learned how to have restorative conversations, community-building circles, and they understood why we are shifting to restorative justice.
And one of the cool things is that we've seen positive results already. We've seen teachers change their language to reflect restorative practices. We've seen these same teachers engaging with students in a reflective way, understanding, problem solving, listening. We've seen strengthened parent partnerships. And at CICS Irving Park specifically, we've seen a great decrease in student discipline referrals, which has allowed us, the student support team, deans, social workers, more time not to attend to repeat visitors to the office, but instead to attend to those more personalized restorative conversations and solutions.
At CICS Bucktown in the 2017-2018 school year, we have seen a 78% decrease in out-of-school suspensions and a 67% decrease in Category 2 offenses since the previous year. Yeah. And of course, we can't measure all of our success in charts and graphs. A lot of it is through those qualitative measures and the student conversation. So a student at CICS Bucktown said that when we changed the way we looked at consequences, he now has more of an opportunity to be in class and try to improve and learn more. So in summary, this all relates back to relationships and the time that it takes for us to build and maintain relationships. If students feel safe, welcome, and a sense of belonging, they will be better prepared to learn. And we also had to recognize that we did have to shift adult mindsets on what discipline is.
So strengthened individuals and strengthened relationships then all add up to an awesome, powerful community. And it's a community where students are publicly recognized and publicly celebrated for their successes and for their contributions to our community. And there are unique contributions that only they could make, that only they could be celebrated for. As a result, these restored and healthy and stronger individuals, of course, are the heartbeat of all that we are, of all that we celebrate, and are the catalyst for all the work that we've done this year and will continue to do in the days to come.
So thank you so much, and let us know if you have any questions afterward.
Thank you.